C'est cool, ça. Bon, bah,
Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Perfect, perfect. Yeah, I noticed that for some reason, if I play audio, then through the presentation, and for some reason it doesn't work. But I'm glad to hear that everything works. Yeah, welcome everyone. Very happy to see you all at I believe this is the 7th or the 8th edition of our Qubic All Hands. We have a full agenda today. Hence, we're starting a few minutes earlier today. Yeah, I would like to welcome all my guests also over the course of today. I see Elvin also just joining. If there are any other speakers that have been requested to speak earlier over email, please request to speak in the chat, and we'll make it happen. Yeah, and look, I would also like to welcome a couple of folks. I see Tony L. So good to see you. Retro, so great to see you. Ski, I see Kazuya, I see Darius, I see Tarkovsky. Welcome, folks. I'm so happy that you're here. But let's move on with the agenda for today. We're going to kick off with a chat about Qubic Connect. Then we'll also be talking about the progression on the ETP side. Naturally, we will be talking about the 2025 Madrid Hackathon. And what's really cool today is that we have, I believe, 3 teams speaking today, our 3 winners, or 3 of the 4 winners speaking today. And I think they will share, what they've been building with you. And also maybe as a heads up, also for the teams, we have a limited amount of time. I remember that when you pitched your presentation, it took you 3 minutes. So if you could do it in 3 minutes again, that would be absolutely awesome. So after that, we'll be moving to Qubic Core Services with some short updates. And then we will also be discussing the highly awaited marketing strategy of Gen. Gen will also be presenting their marketing strategy tonight with Elber, with Shrek, and also myself. So yeah, if you cannot make it until the end of the deck, then there's always another opportunity for you to learn more. All right, without further ado, moving forward to Qubic Connect and our first speaker, which is Alvin.
Yep. Hi. Good morning. Good afternoon, everyone.
Yeah, good morning. Yeah, good morning. How's it going, Alvin?
It's good. It's springtime here in North America, so the weather's better.
Nice.
Like a few months ago, which is it's just crazy. So it's all good. Yeah.
All right.
So for those who don't know me, I'm Alvin. I'm the founder of AR Tech. So my company, we specialize in blockchain, Web3, and data engineering solutions. So for this update, I'm going to share our progress. It's actually two interconnected projects that we built here for Qubic Connect. One is the Qubic JS, which is basically a JavaScript library, and as well as the MetaMask Snap, right? We call it Qubic Connect. So the Qubic JavaScript library is basically the foundation, that a foundation library that provides a core functionality for this MetaMask snaps. It is available on our GitHub and also our in a npm org. So there's a link on this end of the presentation for anyone who wants to access this. But for the development updates for the Qubic Connect MetaMask Snap, so we did some security enhancements. So we implemented a secure execution service for Qubic ID and transactions. And we did some infrastructure improvements as well, and some user experience and validation, user journey improvements. So enhanced transaction flow with confirmation prompts, implemented comprehensive security checks, and extended the execution tick to +30 for better review time. So these are all sort of improvements that we did, and also some of the feedbacks from our auditor. So next slide, please. So as part of prerequisite to onboard our MetaMask Snap extension to MetaMask, so we need to have it audited, and we chose Author. So basically, they audited our MetaMask Snap version and as well as our Qubic JavaScript library. So we did they just submitted the final audit report to us, and we're now sort of ready to submit the actual extension to the MetaMask Snap team. Yeah. So next slide, please. So as of today, the MetaMask Snap status, we need to have some confirmation from the Qubic team. So we still need to figure out what the proper domain name would be. So because this is part of the onboarding process that we have. So once we've identified the proper domain name, we'll be able to submit the entire extension to MetaMask Snap team, and then we'll have to coordinate with them for the review. There's going to be a lot of back and forth, maybe question and answer about the extension itself, and then we'll see how it goes. Yep. Next slide, please. So this is like the UI screenshot, but on the next slide there is a demo link to a video. If you go to the next slide, please, there is a link. I'm not sure if we are able to play a video here, but if you click on that one, it will basically play yeah. So it's just really we're sort of showing the MetaMask Snap UI extension. So we're able to connect. There is a web front end that we built specifically for this. This is going to be hosted on our environment as well. So all of the details are here, the wallet details, the amounts. You can send transactions, send some add additional information in there as well, and some prompts and toast confirmation to ensure that the user knows that the transactions are sent over the wire. So yeah. Yeah, I think that's that. Next, I think we can go to the next slide, the demo. So this next slide is basically just a link to the Qubic JS. So as I mentioned earlier in this update, it's a two-part project, right? So the MetaMask Snap extension itself and the Qubic JS. So we built a JavaScript library that wraps all of the RPC endpoints for Qubic. So we publish that. It's public on our GitHub repo and as well as on our node package node npm org. So yeah, so this JavaScript library is basically the foundational library that we use to build the MetaMask Snap, right? So it's all public, and any developers who wants to build dApps on top of Qubic will be able to pull this JavaScript library and use it for their dApps. Yeah, and that's it for my update.
Thank you so much, Alvin. It looks absolutely amazing. Hey, and just a quick question about I think the demo that you just shared. Like, is there a place where the community could, maybe review the demo?
Oh yeah, I can send over a link over our community chat on the demo. Right now it is hosted on our environment, and I can send a link. Yeah, if anyone wants to test it out. Yeah.
Amazing. Well, I mean, we're looking to the last bits, I guess, right?
Yes. Yeah. So it's the entire development process. Actually, the development is already done. It's just that we just need to wait for MetaMask to onboard the extension, right? So it's a waiting game at this point. So I'm thinking like maybe 1 to 2 weeks, depending on their progress. But really, like it's really just a waiting game right now. It's we have to wait for them to approve our extension. Yeah.
Good. Well, I mean, Clocky Qubic is like the most patient community in the world. So I think we can wait for another few weeks.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Sure.
And we'll provide an update. Yeah. Once we
Yeah.
have it. Yeah.
Nice. All right. Thank you so much, Alvin. All right, we move on to the next update on the ETP. Elber, is there anyone that I need to invite for the update?
Let me check because it should be here. Yes, here it is. Carlos Salinas. I will.
Okay, yeah, I can see him. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, I added him. Hey, hello, Carlos. Can you hear us okay, Carlos? He has been added.
Okay. Hello?
Still mute?
Yeah, sorry, I was
No
on
worries.
mute. I was on mute.
No worries.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear. How are you doing?
Fantastic. Very well indeed. Very excited to share some news with you. Not the news I wanted to share, but anyways, news. As we said on the last all hands, okay, we were discussing the possibility of through one of the main ETP providers in Europe to have the possibility of launching a Qubic ETP, a Qubic focused ATP for access on for traditional market access to the project, right? Unfortunately, when we started the project, basically, the whole market cap on the AI focus projects was around. Let me just see, because I see very small. Let me just get the document because I can see very well. Yeah, yeah, I can tell you that. Yeah, it was around. 70 billion in market value. As you all are aware, basically the market action has been quite dramatic against this type of project. Well, everything, but AI projects has been particularly a hit. Okay, if this is the whole sector. Okay, as basically you go to Coin Market Cap, you can select they have a specific. They have a specific grouping for AI focused projects, okay? And that includes Qubic. If you just move to the next slide, please. So this is Qubic, as you are all aware. Basically, the picture is the same. When we started basically discussing the possibility, we were at a market cap of basically over 400 million, which basically made the project kind of attractive to do this. Unfortunately, market has moved against us. And we are now sitting at 124 million valuation, which is a drop of around 67% since we started discussing this with the ETP provider. We go to the next slide. So in this slide, I just made some. Sorry, I'm just trying to see that on my mobile phone, and it's a bit difficult. Basically, I just did a small comparison on basically what the requirements are to have a single ETP listing on this provider, and not just on the provider, but to be able to have the ETP listed on the SIX exchange. SIX is basically the Swiss is the Swiss exchange operator, is one of the biggest exchanges in Europe. So basically, we need the project to be above 500 million in market cap, which at the time when we started looking at the project was kind of possible because we were basically facing a fantastic bull market, which probably it will come later in the year or probably next year. When I did this is part of a detailed report I sent to the grants committee and to Alberto and some other people in the Qubic community. So when I did this report, basically Qubic was at 144 million. We are now even below that. So basically, there are a lot of criteria which are not being met at the moment for being eligible for a single ETP listing. Okay, can you just move to the next one? So there is another option. Okay, the ETP issuer, which is called 21 Shares. I mentioned that also last time. They have the possibility of having a single asset ETP, which was the original idea. They also have an ETP which is called Future ETP, which is basically a mix of up and coming projects in which basically they invest in a kind of a basket, okay, and you can buy this ETP, you can buy the Future ETP basket, and you get exposure to many up and coming projects, which are basically much smaller in market cap and volumes and all that. Okay, so this is an option I'm evaluating with the provider to have Qubic included in this index. Okay, because we some of the requirements are being met currently. Okay, so market liquidity and so basically in terms of liquidity, we are okay. We are not a stable coin. We have been trading for more than 30 days. The only thing that is required here is that we need an exchange in which Qubic can be exchanged through with fiat. It has a fiat exchange, meaning that now, for instance, on the exchanges that it is trading against a stable coin. We need somehow to be able to be exchanged to have a fiat pair trading. Okay. Um, and also, yes, I'm also working with the provider to get a Qubic categorized under the GCSS model that they have. This is an internal model that they have, an internal, let's say, taxonomy that 21 Shares has, in which they categorize all their projects that they invest. They run an analysis and they categorize the project within this category. Okay. I'm working with them also to include Qubic in this category. So this is kind of check yes, but it's just the work in progress. So this is what I have at the moment on the ETP. So the message is work in progress. I'm 100% sure that we will hit the numbers that are required to have a single ETP and more because of all the work that the teams are doing and and the talks that Alberto is having with exchanges to increase liquidity in the project. I think all the publicity that the hackathon is bringing is going to help, but unfortunately, until the numbers really come back to the levels that are required, this project is going to be a bit on a standby. I can keep I will keep discussing news with Alberto and the team, and as soon as we have something new to explain on this all hands, I will come back and give you more news. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Carlos, for the update, and I hope that you can keep us updated also when the news changes. Right? I think that would be amazing.
Sure.
All right.
Thank you.
Moving on to something that is not in progress anymore, but the Madrid Hackathon. Albert.
Thank you so much, Stalin. So let's put the video first. So yeah, thank you so much. Thank you for playing the video. First, foremost, I'd like to thank all the teams who participated. They did a great job. It was quite hard. We saw that there was a lot of suffering, a lot of work, but thank you so much for participating. Also, I want to start saying thank you to my ecosystem team and also internal people who've been working incredibly hard behind the scenes. Special thanks to Alex, Mr. Rose, and Daniel, who today gave it their all. I also want to extend my gratitude to other departments like marketing, with Jennifer Foley has been instrumental in coordinating everything with their teams, operations, talent notes, who have all supported us tremendously to make this happen. And most importantly, I want to thank the community. The community members who were present, many of whom I'd love to name, though there were too many, though I certainly forget someone made an extraordinary effort. For example, I want to mention Ratcha that came all the way from France, and many others traveled from around the world. It's been amazing. It's honestly been wonderful to witness this. So Drag, Cliff, Millie, coordinating, doing interviews, and of course the MLM team, Echo and PJ. So this is not only the only people. I'd like to thank also the core tech department, especially Link Code, Kavatak, Yura, Dikat, Alex, and Jotom, who provided the support we needed despite being incredibly tight on time. And to give you an idea, just a couple of days before the event, there were still things that weren't working. So we've managed to deploy smart contract with a single command. In the end, I believe that around 6 teams successfully delivered and tested smart contracts. And those who could follow the incubation program know how difficult that used to be. And seeing it now become a reality makes me extremely happy. I don't want to leave anyone out. I also want to thank you, our hackathon partner, Bottom. It wasn't easy. We know we suffered a lot. We went through some tough moments, but in the end, we pulled it off. And last but not least, a huge thank you to all the sponsors, Telefonica, Tremutius, Repsol, Astria, the community of Madrid. Thank you all so much. This has been a tremendous success. Now, with all that said, I also want to express my deep gratitude for the donation from the community. Members of the community, whether big or small, they've been incredibly meaningful and have helped validate all the effort that has gone through into this. Every contribution has made a difference. And I want to share, lastly, that the metrics we set for this hackathon were not only met, they were exceeded. This marks a clear turning point for Qubic from our point of view. That said, we're currently conducting a full hackathon postmortem to identify the areas where we can still improve. Looking ahead, our vision is to scale this successful model globally to enable hackathons just like this one in communities around the world, led by ambassadors and driven by the community itself. That's the ultimate goal. And we are realizing that together we are much stronger and capable of achieving far more. I wish all of you could have been there to experience the hackathon firsthand. The energy, the excitement, it was truly intense. The passion we witnessed and the atmosphere we shared with the community was unforgettable. Even the students and the hackathon participants, I think, we will have some participants that will talk about it, have walked away with a life-changing experience. So you can't imagine what this has meant to all of us. So to finish, from my perspective, the greatest achievements have been the launch of the testnet and Docker-based testnet nodes, the successful deployment of smart contracts, the development of an online IDE, something that we don't have before, and Alex put a lot of effort into that, the creation of MVPs that we saw built on top of Qubic, and the unity demonstrated by the teams and also for also the community. So these milestones are not only reflecting technical progress, but also I think, a very strong collective spirit that I consider essential for the growth of the ecosystem. And I'm very happy to see that we have PRs from the French team. This was something that we were looking for many months ago. So it's not only us. Now we have teams that are doing the marketing and they are getting a great exposure. So that's all from my side. I think now I pass the microphone to Linko.
Hello, everybody. I'm Lincode from the integration team. I wanted to talk a bit maybe about my experience that I had at the hackathon. During the hackathon, I helped the teams integrate with Qubic. I would like to say that all of the teams, I've honestly been surprised by how interested and competent all of them were. We had smart contracts that were developed right then and there in the span of, I think, maybe 24 hours, something like that. The smart contracts were developed successfully, deployed successfully to the testnet. Honestly, I was quite impressed with the work that was put in by the participants. I think the first day was mostly spent during the first day. There was a presentation that I held regarding the. I'm sorry. So we had a presentation where we explained to the teams how to integrate with Qubic, and I really liked to see how much they paid attention. They seemed to be really interested in Qubic. And I think some of the teams may be speaking a bit later after me. They could probably tell you a bit more about their projects. For purposes of the hackathon, we deployed not only me but also the core team, the integration team. We both worked in order to deploy a testnet that I think will probably be also available not just for the hackathon. We are not going to shut it down. I think it's going to be up and running in the future as well. We deployed a testnet RPC instance, which basically allowed the teams to interact with Qubic just as they would on mainnet. And I would say that probably is most from my side. It was really great. I would like to thank everybody. And I would like to say that I'm very grateful for being invited. It was quite an experience, and in the future I'm looking forward to more. And I think that would be it from my side. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Lincode. It's awesome, and great to see you in person also. Finally, right? I think it was the first time that we met in in Madrid, and we talked a lot about your Steam Deck. All right. And not so let's move on. I think to also one of the teams, one of the winning teams. I have to admit, the guys from Neft Race. Are you here?
Hello, I'm here.
Hello. It's so great to to have you here, and that you were also available to speak on on your project on Qubic. I think it's called Qubic on such short notice. So look, you have about 3 minutes, I guess. So if you could walk us through your presentation and also what you've created, and also why you've created it. We're all ears. We're very excited to learn more about what you've created.
Okay, thank you so much. Thanks for having me here to do this speech. I wasn't supposed to be here because I didn't make the speech in the presentation in the hackathon. I'm a technical one, but the CEO couldn't be here, so I'll go straight to the presentation. First of all, when we analyzed Qubic, we identified the problem that every blockchain has at the first stages, that is growing. So we thought that Qubic needs more users. So our first problem that we wanted to solve was that lack of users. So we thought about developers, and we experienced during the hackathon some problems integrating with the smart contracts. Not about the technology; it was about more than some documentation that we need and we couldn't find, and we had to do a lot of reverse engineering in order to deploy the smart contracts. And we thought that we could solve that problems, the lack of users and developers with Qubic, right? We can go to the next slide. So Qubic is a native module for Make. Make is a product for integrating a lot of APIs and stuff. Sorry, and stuff. So we thought that with this product we can solve those two problems, right? With Make, Qubic can grow because Make has a lot of users that right now Qubic doesn't have, and because it's a no-code platform, it can attract a lot of users, right? The idea was to connect the real world with the Qubic chain, right? We can go to the next slide. So our idea was to make two kind of flows, one for writing, one for reading data. We managed to do the reading one. Writing is more complex, but the idea is that you can read at real time any data from the chain that is being made. So you can, for example, send alerts, emails, export some data to Google Sheets or to your CRM. Whatever you can do in Make, you can connect it with Qubic. That's the approach that we made in the hackathon. But we want to develop the grading module and, of course, to grow what we did. Because we think that in the near future, we could grade on the chain. So more or less, that's all what is Qubic is about. And I'm glad to be here and to present this for you.
Thanks a lot, sir. It was amazing, and thank you so much. And yeah, we'll be looking forward to seeing more of you folks in the future. So I'm 100% sure this is not the last time. Yeah, absolutely looking forward to hear more from you guys in the future. All right, moving to Smashing Blocks. How are you doing, sir?
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, from Malaga.
Yes. Well, I hope it's better, weather here there than
Yes.
here in Switzerland. I believe in Malaga is usually pretty nice.
Yes.
Feel free to present what you've been working on during the hackathon.
Yes. Okay. I will try to explain you as soon as possible in 3 minutes what we did. We start thinking that the rules have changed and thinking in the current banking entities that have a problem about knowing about the information what is inside the blockchain and DLTs, in this case inside Qubic. So we start thinking about identities and the data structure inside the network, and how to do a system that offer to users and usual users that didn't know anything about DLTs or something of technology, and I asked how to query this information. Okay, so we start working on this idea. So, sorry, I'm not seeing the slide you are showing. I'm looking for my own. Okay, thank you, thank you. So we start developing a system, okay, analyzing in depth the behavior of financial analysis inside a blockchain. The way to do this possible, how to do this possible. So we start working in data extraction with the processing of this data, and we in this processing working, we add a semantic scope to do the AI have be able to process it easily and work with it in an easy way. Okay, so at the end, we develop a B2E solution where you can write, you can ask to an AI agent with natural language, without knowing any technical terms, and it will respond you with analysis and accurate information about the financial status of the entities inside the Qubic network. Okay, it's very important. We thought about anti-money laundering and the know your transfer standards. Thank you to my partner Jackie. He is data science, and she show us how we can work with this and process the information inside the network to prepare this or the information we need. I think this is the solution at the end. The work we do is we analyze, we interpret, we semantically structure the information, and at the end, we offer you via model context protocol. We offer you the possibility to talk with natural language and with the data. That's the key result. Thank you.
Very cool, and thank you so much for for presenting, and also congrats with the prize. I think we're going to move over now to our French guys. How are you doing, Ryan?
Hi, how are you doing?
Yeah, pretty good. I think I need to leave this presentation. If you give me 1 second.
Yeah, don't worry. It's my like too late. This presentation.
Yeah, no worries. No worries. Give me 1 second.
Hey, Qubic community.
Oh, where are you? All right, there we go. Yeah, the floor is all yours. Just tell me when to.
Thanks. Okay, let's start, and I see you next. Okay, so I will present you Qlong. So Qlong, we saw a problem. There is Alice. You can go next. Alice is used OpenAI. She used Anthropic, and she used Gemini and a lot of AI. But she only used like centralized model AI. But what if we can think could be different? And there is Bob. Bob have got his proper data center. Bob can can run AI locally like DeepSeek, Mistral, Gemma from Google. Can use a lot of AI. But Bob want to sell his AI and to do some money with his AI and to be a provider of AI. So we create Qlong. Qlong is a platform where you can provide directly your AI and be a provider in AI and to earn some Qubic if you provide to AI. And for a customer, everybody can get access to all the model of AI in the world directly in Qubic, and you only pay what you use. So basically, if you use only ChatGPT like 2 times by month, you can just use Qlong and pay only like some Qubic if you use it at the time you use it. You can go next directly to the 3 slide after. And so we create like a decentralized application in Next.js and in Node.js with the help of Lincoln and the help of Qubic team to have all the integration with our smart contract. We develop a smart contract and connect our smart contract directly to the application. And you can deposit some Qubic in your accounts. You can use the AI, and at the end, you can withdraw your Qubic. And if you are a provider, you can provide your AI with an endpoint. You will earn some Qubic and you can withdraw your Qubic when you want. And you can stop to be a provider when you want also. The model really decentralized and everything will be deployed with the Qubic ecosystem and the Qubic software. For the moment, we create all the application and we need to do some stuff after, because if you can go 2 slides after that, this one, there is a business model. So the business model is we take some fees. If you can just do 2 slides after this one. Again. Fine. Okay, so basically we take 2% of fees for us, and we burn 1.5% of Qubic, and we give 1.5% to the shareholder at the IPO. So if you buy some shares of Qlong, you will earn some Qubic every time daily. And also there is a burn system, so every day we burn some Qubic, and Alice will burn Qubic to pay Bob directly. It's a business around Qlong. And also there is a technical specification, but I think I will explain later because I don't got many time in 2 minutes to explain that. So thank you to listen to me, and that was Qlong. And also we do some, and the French community was really happy to hear about this mechanism.
Thanks a lot,
Thanks,
Ryan. It's really impressive, and also thank you so much for showing up on such short notice, and your willingness to also present your project to the Qubic community. It's really appreciated.
Thanks, it's normal. I really want to present the project to the Qubic community. We already presented to the French community, and now to all the Qubic community is great. And I want to say also a huge thanks to the French Qubic community to help us during all this hackathon, because they manage all the stuff for us, and they help us to have a great contact, to have the best question. Thanks a lot.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Ryan, and we'll speak with each other soon. Like, on your next update. All right,
Thank you.
we're moving back to the previous deck. We're here with a couple of general updates on the QCS side. So the end of Q1 is closing in, and I've seen already some community members also, chatting. Okay, what's been done on the roadmap? What are the things that are still left to do? We updated the roadmap with some last impact results on the website. So if you would like to see where we are with with certain objectives, I recommend you to go to the website, to go to the roadmap, and see where we left off. I think our aim is that next week we would like to present a quarterly, community, review. I think it would be handy to do this hand in hand with QCT as well. So we will try to find a date to to also present this to the community next week. So that's on the agenda. Next is that we've been able to incorporate a legal entity for QCS in the Seychelles, which is great because it allows us to finally sign some some contracts. So it's long awaited. So happy that is done. And then third, you've probably not missed it, but we are proposing Alclip to the quorum this epoch to become the new community management lead for QCS. And I think everybody knows Alclip. I think by now, very famous and very Spanish also community member, and we're so proud to have been able to elect him and to move him forward to become the new community management lead for QCS. Obviously, we would like to thank Tom for all the hard work and all the energy that he's been putting into this role. You've probably noticed that managing a community, as cultish, I guess, as how the Qubic community is not easy. And having to manage this and having to make some decisions is really not for the faint-hearted. But I think we can all be very proud of some of the achievements that he's had. But I think we can also be very proud of Alclip, hopefully, and all the future achievements that he will bring. But look, it's now up to the computers. It's up to Quorum also to decide if they think that Alclip is the right candidate. But from the QCS perspective, we believe that he is the right candidate at the right time. Last updated, you've probably also seen that the funding for the Qubic core services remains very challenging. We've submitted 2 proposals very recently, and they've not been accepted. So as a team, we're also currently recollecting and also thinking what we should do in terms of next steps. It's clear that we won't be able to operate and also to deliver on the remaining roadmap as part of a budget, right? So we'll be trying to find solutions over the upcoming few times, but we do think it's important for the community also to know that having a lack of funding will result in us not being able to deliver on the roadmap. Now, I think some feedback that we received as part of the roadmap, as part of the budget, was also marketing, right? What's going to happen with marketing? I think we've made a very exciting announcement, I think already 3 weeks to 4 weeks ago, that a new marketing lead, a new CMO was actually started for Qubic. And she's here. It's Jennifer. Hello, Jen. Are you here?
Hi, I'm here. Can you hear me okay?
Absolutely.
Awesome.
So look, I think that folks have been really awaiting, right? Like when marketing and how does that look like? And I've already seen your strategy. I'm really impressed and also very much looking forward to this new chapter, right, for Qubic. But I think we have about 10 to 15 minutes, I think, left, and perhaps some folks have some questions. I know that in I think an hour and a half from now, an hour 20 minutes from now, you will also be sharing your marketing strategy on X. I'm very happy to give the mic to you and to kick it off, Jen.
Cool. Well, also please, please kick me off. Like, let's try and do 5 minutes. There's a lot of slides here. I'll try and whip through them. But yeah, first of all, I just wanted to say thank you for everyone. I've been here for just over a month, and I've been doing what I call a listening tour. I've been speaking with a lot of folks, and so I want to say thank you to the whole ecosystem and community for being patient with me while I learn and listen and try and take in the complexity and the massive opportunity that is Qubic. Thank you to the QCS leads, teams, ecosystem, community members. If you want to go to the next slide for me, please. Next one. I wanted to just let everyone know also that anything I'm about to share is not a criticism. It is, I hope that no one gets harmed in the making of this strategy. This is me with a curiosity and external perspective as someone who's been doing B2B technology marketing for too many decades to mention, and specifically in Web3 for quite some time on multiple projects. So this is my fresh take on it. So next slide, please. And folks, jump in here, please, if you need to as well. I know there's like Albert and Bill and Tien. In terms of the vision, I just wanted to ground everyone in the vision. I think everyone knows what this is. This is the overall Qubic vision to accelerate ecosystem growth. You'll hear Talent Nodes say this is the year of the ecosystem, achieving innovation leadership and ensuring financial stability. So this plan that I'm about to share out underpins this overall vision. Next slide, please. Next slide. I think I already spoke about this. This is the listening tour. The TLDR is that the marketing efforts overall have lacked a cohesive growth strategy. There's been a lot of really great efforts, a lot of things, a lot of campaigns, but now we need to pull it into a more orchestrated, structured execution model that has data-driven insights. So what does that mean? It means that the brand currently, although it was a great launch, doesn't fully engage many different audiences. It just is a flat brand that serves everybody and not anyone particularly very well. Unfortunately, although it was a really cool Forget What You Know campaign when it launched, for instance, it ended with a ... It didn't actually tell us what we needed to know. So now we need to take that brand narrative on. The other thing too is the current communications are very ecosystem centric. We talk a lot to ourselves, like on Discord, but what we aren't doing is attracting brand new audiences. And I'll get into why that's really important. But the TLDR on that is we need, in order to attract investment and give liquidity, we need to be bringing outsiders in. And then overarching strategy, this is really going to underpin the roadmap. This is all about what Bill's been talking about, making sure that the marketing team is delivering on that roadmap in a timely manner, not a reactive one. Any questions on that or comments? No? All right, cool. Next slide, please.
No, look, I think, Janet, from my side, I think it really underpins what we've been thinking, like, I guess, and having an external view, I think, from your side is basically just another proof that what you're strategizing, or basically what you're after, makes a lot of sense. So yeah, I think it's awesome.
Thank you. All right, well, why don't I do the vision and then I can get into the execution and the details in the next one. I want to make sure we have a lot of time for a lot of questions. Skip, please. So you'll hear me talk about VSEM. What the hell is that? Vision, strategy, execution, and measurement is very important. And that's one thing that a lot of marketers will come in and they'll rebrand and they'll spend a bunch of money and they'll do a bunch of stuff, but they aren't accountable and they're not transparent. And so that's the whole point of having this vision and the strategy. So the vision overall is to start positioning the Qubic network as a leading decentralized AI and compute infrastructure. And really what that means is that we're going to be bridging Web3 technology with real world applications. And we're going to start, especially after being in Madrid and being exposed to people like the doctors, David Vivancos and Jose, we really need to make sure that we're leveraging their reach and their thought leadership in research and academia to begin with, AI-driven industries, and then decentralized compute. Next slide, please. So how are we going to do this? The strategy is very simple. I like things in threes. You're going to get sick of it, but it's three things. We're going to establish ourselves with expansion into industry, retail, and Web3. We're going to demonstrate the utility and the end user experience and putting the end user at the forefront of everything we do. And we're going to really refine our marketing and communications. Next slide. So I'm just going to speak in the highlighted area and not necessarily the bullets. One thing you'll know and you'll learn about me is I always do an on-ramp or connection point on all of these execution pieces, the strategy pieces, because if people can't connect on us and they don't have a clear path to work with us or to find us or to build with us, it doesn't matter. So in this one, in terms of expansion, we need to strengthen our credibility through adoption of high impact partnerships. I've been asked a lot about that on X and I plan to do more. But basically what that means is commercial growth, Web3 integrations, and retail market investment. We all know right now that AI crypto investors are looking at a lot of people that are in our space already, a lot of projects that are getting funding. Given the market right now, we need to be there as well. And what I mean by on-ramp is we need clear pathways for them to work with us, which means smart contracts and ensuring ease of adoption. Any questions on that one? Nope. All right, let's do the next two quickly, and then I'm going to pass it over for the AMA, if that's okay. All right, demonstrate. Marketing really needs to start demonstrating this. So we need to start proving out, proof beats promises. We need to prove out using functional use cases in key industries. So we need to be talking about highlighting real world smart contracts. We're going to be working really well with a lot of the folks that we are already highly connected to, either through our internal connections, the networks of people, say leaders in QCS, but also Bill and I have a lot of existing relationships in aerospace and SETI and academia, and we're going to be leaning hard into those. We're really going to lean also, speaking of leaning into the ecosystem engagement to build out developer and research incentives. I think the hackathon was just one proof point right there on how we're going to do this. And the most important thing that's going to make this possible is by ambassador program expansion. We need to do everything on a global lens, but with local activations, because no one knows your markets better than your ambassadors. And us teaching the teacher, training them, helping fund them, giving hackathon in a box or thought leadership tools is how we're going to win. And that's what the connection point will be. And lastly, the next slide is on refinement. A lot of people are going to ask about this. I'm not going to talk about it now because it's too deep. But overall, I got a lot of feedback from people that they don't think the brand is reflective of how important our work is, how cool it is, the leveraging of neural networks doesn't come through in the brand identity. And so you're going to see us refining, the starting place of the existing brand and refining it into something that's more representative and will speak to the specific audiences that we're talking to. So I'm going to pause there. There's not much time left, but that's the outcome. You can read it on the slide. And I'll take questions and open up the AMA.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Jen. That's awesome. And just as a disclaimer, in an hour from now, we will also be presenting Jen's marketing strategy on X. We have a lot more time then, right? So feel free to join that spaces as well. But yes, please ask your questions to Jen.
I just want to say, Jen, thank you very much. It's amazing. I think it's basically what this project needs, and all the best. I think you have really clear ideas, and we're very happy to have you on board.
Thank you. Thanks so much. I've definitely joined in an extremely exciting time.
Yeah, yeah, you are. All right, I see some questions in the chat. I see G-Town Diamond. I assume it's a joke. But when Binance listing. Look, folks. I think in general, all conversations with exchanges are ongoing as always. And once there is something meaningful to report, which means that we're getting close. And a CCF proposal needs to be requested, then obviously the community is the first to know. Scrolling down, I see Bob asking, where would a connection be? Bob, I'm looking for some context. The connection to what? And otherwise, very happy to answer your question. I see Crypto Fanatics asking, can we use your slides to share on X, Jen?
Yeah, we can. What I'll do is create some slideware, have this in a graphical way in which you can put some stuff out. I mean, we don't want to share out necessarily what our strategy is to other projects, but yeah, absolutely, you can use the content. This is for the ecosystem to leverage. So just post wisely.
Okay, cool. So what you're saying is basically that they can have this, these slides, right? Or do they still need to be adjusted?
I'll adjust them quickly. I don't think there's anything too much in there. Yeah, I'll adjust them quickly and then I'll pop them up into the Discord channel for everyone to share.
Yeah, all right, that's fantastic. So maybe what's an idea, as you guys know, every Monday or Tuesday, we share all the ecosystem updates with the community via an announcement, right, on Discord. And then perhaps that's also the perfect, moment to, share the slides. I can imagine. But let's see. Let's scroll down. I see another question around the CertiK audit update. Is there any ETA for the completion? Foley, would you like to share a couple of words? I see that Foley is typing, so maybe he's doing this in the chat. Well, he's now basically talking about that he's the ex-marketing lead. I would not be crying in bed. Okay, he says it's in progress. All right. When is the next Qubic halving? I believe this one is, if I'm not mistaken, Albert. I think it's planned in September or October, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think it's about in the middle of the summer, maybe July, August, or September.
Oh,
I don't know
all
yet,
right.
but it's a few months away yet.
Yeah, it's a few months away, and I believe the halving also needs to be voted for by by core. So it is something that we need to put up for proposal, right?
Yeah, that's right. The computers have to vote about it.
Yeah. Okay. Here I see Tom mentioning that it's planned for the 25th of October. Jen, is there a timeline for this marketing push? When does the first step start?
Yeah, so it's supposed to start April 1st. There's a lot of impact to folks that are on the marketing team, to people that we're going to leverage outside of the marketing team. I think everyone knows we're no longer working with serotonin. It's also dependent on the QCS budget. This is, I asked for more budget in April so that I could execute on this. But I'll share the timescales on the X space and then publicly. We just didn't get to those slides. Yeah.
I am pretty sure that Retro will join the X Spaces. I think he often brings a lot of great questions. So, Retro, we hope to see you there and on the X Spaces. Let's see. I see Rick CZ, that we have an amazing team. Yes, we absolutely do. But we also have an amazing community. Thank you for being part of it. All right. I think we have time for 2 more questions. If you have any more questions, you can also drop them in the AMA channel. And then we will make sure to answer them during the day. Lots of compliments, guys. That's very nice. I'm just going to wait 1 more minute to see if any other question pops up. Okay. All right. So Bob is coming back with his question. He's basically asking, where would a connection be regarding marketing to ambassadors? How do you see that, Jen?
Sure. I think that's a whole program. On the other project I've worked on, or other 2 projects I've worked on, they've had extremely big programs with the ambassadors. So that would be something that would be rolled up part of the official program, but it's tiered, because some people are going to be out there leading the community, working on behalf of Qubic locally with sponsors and mentors and doing hackathons, for instance, whereas other people be much more activated, like doing social and broadcasting with communities. So that's a program. I have it in the slide as rolling out in Q3, the beginning of Q3. I don't think it'll be that late, but I want to get something that's repeatable and that's a good package. So I'll probably be working with local folks. I hope you'll DM me to be part of it. And we'll test it out with a couple small ones. I hear we might start with France, and then we'll roll it out to everyone.
Nice. Right. Well, yeah, that's it, I think, for now. And hello, Darius. Very happy to give you a shout out. Hello, Darius. This is not a robot. It's also so nice to see you. All right, folks, we're gonna close off this all hands. I would like to thank all the guests. Specifically all the folks that have came up last notice, the guys who've won the hackathon prizes. Again, congratulations to your amazing performance. We're so happy to have you here, and we can't wait to to see your future updates as part of our incubation program. I would also like to thank Linkcode. I would also like to thank Carlos. I would like to thank Jen and Albert, Shrek. Even though you didn't speak today, same for Dani. It's so great to have you guys here. I wish everyone, a very happy remainder of the day, and I hope to see you in 1 hour during our X Spaces. I'll see you soon. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.